strange man steps down from a black unmarked SUV and walks straight into a bar. One would think he has come to take a drink, but on the contrary, when the waitress comes asking about what he'll have, he makes her guess what he wants. After serving his order, the strange man informs her that he is looking for someone by name Jensen, but she denies knowing him until the man reveals that he is aware that she has been sleeping with Jensen and cannot hide the fact that she knows him. Now he has her attention. He makes her sit with him, and a few moments later he places a sharp knife between her thighs, stating that Jensen is messing with him and that he would appreciate if she tells him his location. He threatens the waitress and promises to go after her family if she refuses to cooperate. Lizzie feels something inside of her that convinces her that she has stepped into uncharted Mafia territory. The man tells her to go tell her friend that he wants back all he stole from him.
People play games and they pretend they are something else.
What do you want?
You're pretty.
Please stop.
Stop. Now you can go.
Meanwhile, somewhere in the remote woods of Oklahoma, Beaudry, a mysterious, rugged loner with a vague past, lives a quiet, disciplined life with his daughter, Tag, a sharp, independent girl raised off the grid. They live a very simple existence characterized by intentionally planned proper routines which they keep to on a daily basis. They are religious and hardworking, always keeping to themselves and hardly mingle with the rest of the community. Tag's mom is dead. At least so she was told by Beaudry. It's Tag's birthday, and so Beaudry gifts her a pistol. He has been receiving letters from Tag's mom, but somehow manages to keep it away from her. One day, while Beaudry is away, Tag goes fishing and runs into a strange sight. She quickly returns home first, then gets Beaudry to go with her. She had stumbled upon a badly injured lady who Beaudry immediately grabs and takes back to their house, despite his instincts begging him to do otherwise. The woman, January, is badly beaten, shot, and near death. She begs Beaudry not to take her to any hospital for her own safety. Beaudry and Tag try their best to tend to her wounds. Later, Beaudry tells Tag that bullet holes make questions that brings the cops into a situation, and so it's best to not take her to a hospital, though she has lost a lot of blood. Beaudry commends Tag for doing good by first returning home to guarantee her safety before drawing his attention to January. By morning, they handcuff January to the bed due to apprehension over the fact that she is a total stranger and they are yet to understand the mess that she is in. Beaudry goes shopping for supplies to tend to January's wounds. On his way out, he meets Sheriff Brake, a friend of his who introduces him to his new partner, Davenport. Tag thinks January is a cool person. As January begins to recover, Beaudry initiates a proper conversation to find out who she is and the kind of trouble she's running from. She tells him that they took her after she finished from the gym one night. They walked into her apartment and grabbed Lizzie, then beat the crap out of her.
The shit out of me.
She says she heard them screaming about some guy who had stolen something from them. They took both of them on a long drive before the car finally stopped. They pulled them out of the car, then Lizzie said that she didn't know anything, but they shot her in the head. January took off after breaking free, but was shot as well. Then she fell over a bridge by the water and could hear them looking for her, so she crawled into the water and held her breath for as long as she could. The last thing she remembers is someone saying that she must be dead. Then they left. January tells Beaudry that Lizzie was her best friend. Beaudry finds Lizzie's body, then uses a stick to shove it into the water to erase any suspicions in the area. On his return, he tells Tag that he needs to run back into town, but she can't understand why he has been out too many times. Beaudry is forced to explain everything to his daughter. He tells her about the dead body, and that January would be in great trouble if they find out she's alive. He tells Tag to get ready for what's to come. Beaudry goes into town to make a call to the police. January is still healing from her wounds, and Tag is always around to keep her company. Tag tells January that she is very pretty, and that her mom was pretty, but she died when she was little. Tag apologizes over Lizzie's death, then serves her hot tea. January wonders why Tag wouldn't call Beaudry Dad, instead of calling him by his actual name, but she says she's already used to calling him Beau. Beaudry had confirmed January's grim reality when he found Lizzie's body tangled up in river debris, bearing a bullet hole in her forehead. Meanwhile, Alejandro abducts Jensen and his family. Jensen had been cheating on his wife, and Alejandro knows quite well.
Why did you do it? What is her name?
Don't hurt them, please.
With a kid.
You try to fight it.
I swear to you, I did the drop.
He uses a drilling machine to eliminate Jensen, but doesn't quit his search for January, who to him could still be very much alive and is a loose end he needs to clean up. Beaudry decides to take January into town, knowing that doing so may expose them to Alejandro and his goons. On their way, he stops at a police checkpoint where he finds Sheriff Brake, who tells him that they found a body washed up down the river, and it turns out to be Jensen's body. He was a cop, and they tortured him to death with a drill, leaving dozens of holes in him, beaten, shot, and dropped in the upper river the previous night. Jensen's wife and kid are also missing. Beaudry claims to not have seen anything suspicious out there. Brake is also aware of Lizzie's body and the missing January. While they talk, Davenport spots January inside the truck, and when they return home, Beaudry seeks more information from January about what she knows about the Cartel Brotherhood. Tensions begin to rise as Beaudry debates the danger of keeping January hidden because his primary concern is to keep Tag safe. But at this time, Tag is already getting too attached to January. Alejandro gets word that January is alive, and that night, a truck comes into the woods towards Beaudry's house, and a man steps out asking for his sister who came up the river. Tag gives a knife to January just in case things went south. Beaudry denies seeing January even after a specific description of her. Tag calls him in for dinner and the gang is forced to leave. Hours later, they return, and this time Beaudry goes Rambo on them, unaware that one of them has entered into the house and grabbed January.
Put that shit down, country boy. It's all right, honey, it's all right.
By morning, he disposes their bodies by burning them, then goes into town to dispose their truck. January requests for Beaudry to take her to the clinic or she'll leave. She tells him that the guy that Lizzie was seeing was Jensen, a cop, and she did tell him that he was involved in some mess with a gang. January feels bad about drawing such trouble for Beaudry and Tag, and insists he takes her out of his house to avoid destroying their peaceful lives. Beaudry goes into a church where he secretly meets Sheriff Brake and explains everything to him, asking that he takes January far away from the town and keep no records of it.
No questions, no nothing.
Tag says her goodbyes, and Beaudry gives January a chunk of money to find her way. Someone sees Brake leaving the church with January. Tag is unhappy about January's departure, but Beaudry tells her that the only thing he cares about is keeping her safe and that nothing is going to stop him from doing that, not even her. The following day, he takes Tag into town to make a call, then takes her to a grocery store while he pays a visit to the police station. He finds Davenport, who tells him that nobody has heard from Brake and that his wife said he didn't return home that night.
I was there when you called him saying you had to meet up.
It doesn't come as a surprise when Davenport begins to ask questions about the case Brake was handling and why Beaudry had to see him in private. Beaudry comes to understand that Davenport is compromised. He goes home and tells Tag that they have eliminated Brake and that they must prepare to defend themselves against a couple of men who are going to come knocking soon. As predicted, that night, Davenport shows up at Beaudry's cabin and begins to infiltrate the area, but gets ambushed by Beaudry, who ties him up, asking about January. He threatens to kill him using a mower. Davenport admits he killed Brake and that they took January to the gang's compound. Beaudry tortures Davenport into giving him the address of their compound. He leaves a letter telling Tag that her mom is alive and in prison, and that he was only trying to protect her. Beaudry audaciously drives down to the compound of the gang, asking to trade Davenport for January.
2 of my guys are missing!
Shit. Never came back home. You know that I know.
You know I'm not going home without her.
You understand?
I just want the girl.
You look lost.
All hell breaks loose and a gunfight ensues. Tag had followed her dad to help him out with a sniper rifle. They are able to take out Alejandro's goons, and Beaudry finds January but is attacked by Alejandro, who is shot by Tag. They take Jensen's wife and kid along with January to safety. After January recovers fully, she leaves Beaudry and Tag for good, while Beaudry takes Tag to go see her mom in a restaurant for the first time. This is Falcon Recaps. Thanks for watching.